Venn diagrams. We're going to talk about Venn diagrams, which are used to represent overlapping data. Jeff volunteered to get hot dogs for his baseball team. Of the 20 players on his team, 14 want ketchup, 8 want mustard, and 5 want both. Make a Venn diagram. So the first thing you want to look for is the overlap between the ketchup and the mustard people. So 5 people want both ketchup and mustard. Put them in first, any overlap. Now let's look at the ketchup people. 14 want ketchup. Can you see that this is the circle for ketchup? And we already have 5 people in that circle. We want 14 altogether, so 14 minus 5 tells us that we have 9 more people to put here. Now let's look at the mustard people. We know we want 8 altogether. We already have 5 in there, so we need to put 3 more in the mustard circle. So here's the mustard circle. Now we have 8 in there. We took 8 minus the 5 that were already in there, gave us our 3. All right, now let's add those up. We have 9 plus 5 plus 3. Those are all the people that we have on our Venn diagram so far. That gives us 14, 17 people. We know we started with 20, so 20 minus 17, there are 3 people that have not been spoken for, so we put them out here in the edge of the box, not in a circle, and that tells us that 3 people did not want ketchup or mustard on theirs. So ketchup only would be 9, mustard only would be 3, and 3 would be neither. Now let's look at a triple Venn diagram. We're going to look at the number of students in Mr. Phillips' math class whose families have pets. So we have dogs, cats, and fish. First, label your diagram so you make sure you have the right ones. Dogs, cats, and fish. Doesn't matter which order as long as you're consistent. Now you want to look for the overlap. And this is the most overlapping data we have, that 2 people have dogs, cats, and fish. And that goes right in the middle. Now let's look at the people who would have dogs and cats. Can you see here's the dogs right here. People have dogs would be in the green circle. People have cats, we'll put them in the red circle. So can you see that there's an overlap there? We already have 2 people in the overlap, these 2 right here in the very middle. But we know from dogs and cats they're going to be 7 people altogether. So let's take away the 2 we already have in there, and 5 more need to go in the dog-cat overlap. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. All right, let's do the dog and fish overlap next. So let's put the fish in the blue circle. You can see that 2 people are already in this overlap right here between dogs and fish. So let's find dogs and fish. Here it is right here. And only 2 people belong in that whole thing altogether, this whole little area right here. So we don't want to put any more people in there, so we put a 0. Because 2 minus 2 gives me 0. Okay, let's look at fish and cats. All right, so cats and fish, we know there's going to be 3 in the overlap altogether. Here's the overlap between cats and fish right here. We already have 2 people in there, so we've got to put 1 more in there, because 3 minus 2 that are already in there gives us 1. All right, now we're ready to do the big circles. Let's do the dogs. Back to the big dog circle. We have 5 plus 2 plus 0. We have 7 people in the dog circle right now. We know we want to have 13 altogether, so take away those 7, and we get 6 more go in the dog circle. For the cats, we know we're going to end up with 12 people in the cat circle. Right now we have 5 plus 2 plus 1, that's 7, 8 people already in the cat circle. We have 12 that we're going to be in there. Minus 8 gives me 4 more. If you add everybody in the red circle together, we'd have 12 people that own a cat. All right, let's take a look at the fish. So here's the blue fish circle. Right now we have 0 plus 2 plus 1 gives us 3 people in the fish circle. We know we need 6 altogether, so take away those 3. So we need to put 3 more in the circle. Once you have your Venn diagram made, now you can answer the questions. How many families have dogs only? That would be these right here. There's 6 families that have dogs only. How many families have cats only? Be right here, 4 families. How many families have fish only? That would be right here, 3 families. How many families have dogs and fish but no cats? So we want to find the dog and fish overlap. It'll be right here, but no cats. So 0 families, because we're talking about this number right here. How many families have cats and fish but no dogs? So here's the cat and fish overlap. We don't want these two in the very middle because they have a dog. So only 1 family has cats and fish but no dogs.